What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're planning on working on the GTO. Also maybe we will work on the shit horse engine a little bit. The guys are coming over. We're gonna see what we can get done. So let's get to work. Alright guys, so I'm gonna start out today doing some work on the GTO. I actually ended up ordering some brake rotors. Guy posted on the Sloppy Facebook page about an eBay 15% off discount. So whoever that was, thanks, because I actually took advantage of it. I ended up ordering rotors and new pads for the rear. Basically they're the same ones that I have on my truck. They're the, the drilled, slotted kind. When I started putting the car together, I put these 2000 Camaro brakes on it, and I ended up just using the rotors and the pads and everything that came with it. Like they were used, I bought them off eBay. So these rotors and pads are super cheap. They're like $85 Canadian or something like that, shipped. And then I had the 15% discount, so they ended up only costing me like 75 bucks. I'm still gonna actually also order rear fronts for these Corvette brakes. These rotors are actually brand new, and the pads and everything, but of course I want the drilled and slotted matching all the way around. But I kind of forgot about the discount code to the last minute, and this was in my cart, so I just quickly bought it. I hadn't had time to look up the Corvette ones, but I have those in my cart now, and so I'm hoping maybe there'll be another discount sale. If not, I'll probably order them soon, and then I'll be able to put those on. So here, I'll just take a quick look. Yeah, so these are them. Like I said, pretty much the same. They're the same brand that I put on the S10 with these carbon ceramic brake pads. I think those should look pretty nice. So I'm gonna throw those on now, and then we'll get into doing some other stuff. And hey, if you're new, if you've never been here before, definitely check out our other videos of this car and our other cars, and subscribe and hit the bell for the notifications so that you get all the good juicy videos. All right, so let's get this wheel off. But before we do that, I don't know how many of you guys have a socket set that have a 25-30 second socket in it. This Craftsman socket set used to be my dad's, so it's really, really old. And there's always been this 25-30 second socket in there. I have no idea what it's for. I've never had a 25-30 seconds nut or bolt before. Super weird, but it's like really close to a 3/4, so I end up grabbing it all the time, and then it's not the right size. Just thought that's strange. I don't know if anyone else has ever seen one of those, but when I put all these big disc brakes on all the way around, I had to put a longer wheel stud on. So what I ended up doing is just taking these acorns, cutting the tops off, because they're just hollow stamped steel or whatever, and then making them stick through. Kind of looks race car style. I don't know what you guys think. Tell me in the comments, think that's dumb on this car? Should I cut them short and put regular lug nuts? Or do you think it looks cool having the stud stick out? I kind of like it. I think it looks kind of racy, especially with these, kind of Trans Am inspired kind of wheels. 5 spokes, but I don't know. All right, so now we just got to take this caliper off, a couple bolts, and swap these out. All right, guys, so I got a 16 mil goes in there, and then you can take the bolt off. A little tip if you're working on a F-body brake setup. Oh, I guess I actually have to take this off too. Kind of forgot. Now, I can't remember if I put... These look pretty new. Maybe I actually did put new brake pads on. Oh, it looks like I did. But that's okay. It's still a super good deal. Those rotors and pads for like 85 bucks. I mean, you can't buy rotors for that much, so now I got a spare set of pads for whenever maybe it needs pads put on. This caliper out of the way. Looks like I need to get a wrench for this last bolt. The emergency brake cable's kind of in the way. I don't know if I loosen this, it might be enough to swing it down, get the rotor off. Believe it or not, guys, it's finally warming up around here. I'm calling for some pretty decent temperatures over the next couple days. The snow's already melting. There's been a couple big storms that hit down south. Nebraska, they got lots of rain and flooding, which really sucks for them. I feel bad for those guys. And North Dakota and all that got tons of snow, but luckily it missed us. So we're continuing with the melting. And there we go. So there's the old rotor. I mean, they're pretty worn. I don't know if they would be, you know, good enough to pass an inspection, or if they're like beyond their capability of cutting. I guess I can measure them. They have a minimum thickness. I'll try to measure them and see if they're still good. I can always save them or sell them to somebody. And then here you can see the emergency brake brackets. So this is the kind of emergency brake setup it has, and as you can see, because this rear end is kind of like a Olds Buick style, has a hole here, and then there's 4 bolts that hold the axle in. It doesn't have C-clips. And then here you can see the emergency brake little bracket. And then I think, like I said, I've made this little bracket here to hold the cable. These cables are just like universal emergency brake cables, but I wanted it all to work, and yeah, it should work good. All right, well, let's get that new rotor and get them on. And just so you guys don't give me no shit, left is driver's side. So I don't want you saying that I put the rotors on backwards like people did above my S10. Woo! And just like that. Sweet. Interesting fact about these brakes, I don't know if anybody knows this, but these are actually made in Australia by, I think PBR Brakes or something makes them. Oh, it says BTR on here. I don't know. Anyways, when I was doing all the restoration on this car, there's a rubber boot that goes on the backside for the emergency brake, and it was all torn up, so I wanted to try to get new ones because restoring it, I wanted it to look nice. And I ended up doing some research and finding out the company that actually built these brakes, these calipers and all that, it's a company out of Australia. So I ended up contacting the guy, and he actually sent me a box, like, I don't know, 6 or 7 or 8 of them, like a whole bunch of them. Yeah, it was really cool, and for free, shipping and everything. That's awesome. Shout out to that guy. I'm sure he's not watching the videos, but hey, you never know. All right, so let's put this back together. Also, another question in the comments. What do you guys think? I painted the rotors, or the calipers on this car, the silver, which is kind of like the factory color they would come. I was thinking about painting them red, like I did on the truck. I don't know. Post in the comments below what you guys think. Should I paint them red, or should I just leave them silver? I kind of like it both ways. Well, I think those look cool. I mean, I think that the fact that they're new rotors looks really cool, but also the fact that they're slotted and whatnot, I think that makes it look, you know, more racy. Obviously, I did put new pads. These are brand new, but I'm going to use these ones. They're carbon ceramic. I don't know if that really matters, but all right, I'll just tighten these up and then throw the wheel on. We'll see what it looks like. At least on these brakes, you can, you know, on the truck even, you can't see the brakes that great, but you can see them pretty good on this one. I think they look pretty nice. I'm definitely happy with it, and like I said, for the 80 bucks, it's definitely a good upgrade. And then I got a spare set of pads, so if I ever have to do the rear brakes on it again. And then they were also old rotors too, so I'm also getting new rotors. And then when I replace these ones, either I'll just save those Corvette ones, or else I'll sell them, because like I said, they've never been used. They're brand new. All right, so I'm gonna do the other side. I won't bore you with that part, and then we'll get doing something else. So what I've chosen to do now is I opened up the trunk and I took all the stuff out. My plan is to clean all the inside of the trunk up, and then I'm gonna paint it probably with like a truck bed liner, so that'll some sound deadening and make it durable for putting stuff in. I'm not gonna do the trunk all like fancy, you know. Maybe eventually I'll make some sides with speakers or something, I don't know. But for now, I'm just gonna kind of go back to stock, but I wanted to put something in there that'll protect it and deaden the sound a little bit. I'm also gonna strip the paint off these hinges. Still got the gold paint, I have to strip that all off. You can see here I I stripped it off there. You can see the original paint color still. And you can see here how I replaced this side and this side, but not the middle of the trunk floor because it was still good. And I'll show you something else I think is pretty crazy. So these welds right here are like original. And look how terrible they are. I mean, I guess that's how they did them at the factory.
Did you used to work at the factory?
No, I didn't actually. But it's pretty funny when you see that. You know that was done like at the factory. It's pretty crazy. But anyways, so I'm gonna just start cleaning this up, scrape the paint off these, and cleaning up various things here. So it looks like the last person on this car actually used bathtub silicone or something to hold the weather stripping on. So I'm just cleaning it all out right now. You can see I'll have to get a wire brush in there to get rid of that little bit of rust. All right, guys, so I got this dangerous concoction here. This was Clayton's idea.
I've done this a lot.
So you can blame him if it explodes and kills me, but
it works.
This is the big wire brush from like a bench grinder, and I fit it on there. And
how much more RPM does an angle grinder?
Yeah, I don't know. It says max 6,000 RPM.
Yeah, but on the here.
Oh, it doesn't. Oh,
The tag. It'll
Yeah, that ain't no 6,000 RPM.
Doesn't say, but I don't think it is. But anyways, just to let you know, if I die, it's Clayton's fault.
It's gotta say.
It says 11,000 something.
RPM.
Yeah, that's
Anyways, we won't run her full blast. So we're gonna use this to clean out the trunk track, whatever you want to call it. I'm getting my safety gear on.
You gotta hold her steady.
Wow, that worked mint though.
What?
Worked mint.
Yeah. So who's the smart
Took it
guy?
right down to bare metal. Cleaned up that metal like brand new. So take a look in there. You can see that it cleaned it right down to the bare metal. Like, oh, it's even shiny. Like polished it. So yeah, it's pretty nice. I'm gonna continue doing this, get her all cleaned up, and be good to go. From there down to there, it's good. There's some rust in kind of this area here. But I think I'll get some of that rust converter stuff that you can buy and put it down all in this channel. So seal out any rust. All right, what's up guys? It's the next day. I'm out here working again. I had planned on getting a whole bunch of stuff done today. And then I thought I would fix this light up here because it didn't work. And so it would make it brighter to work back here. I went and bought a new ballast. I put it in and it still doesn't work. It works, but it's like it doesn't totally light up, and then every once in a while when you flick it on and off, it does light up. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back there, and maybe they sold me the wrong ballast. I actually ended up buying 2 of them, and I switched them and didn't make a difference. So, but anyways, we can kind of see. So what I'm gonna do now is I got this rust converter from Rust Check. It's supposed to be really good. You brush it on things that are rusty. And then it turns black, which means it seals the rust in. And then once it seals it in, it doesn't re-rust, so they say. So what I'm going to do with it, they sell it in a spray or they sell it in this can. But I figured for getting in here, it would be best to do it in here. Plus I figured if I use this stuff, it will seep in, hopefully, into the crevice here between the 2 pieces and kind of seal it. So that's what I'm going to do, just brush it in here. I'll just go all the way around. This way any rust that's in here, slight rust, can get sealed in. And after I do this, I got some body work to do in this edge here, all around this trunk opening. So I don't know if you can really see here, it's just brown. But as it dries, anything that's rust will turn black. So they say, but we'll see what happens. Well, that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully the next video we'll get into some more stuff, working on the GTO and other things. So yeah, definitely stay tuned for that, and we'll check you later.